Hello, U.S. history class. Happy Thursday. I hope that you are doing well. I hope that you are keeping yourself safe physically and mentally. Today, I don't have too long of a conversation for you. I'm going to jump right into the presentation to give you the most amount of time to work today in class. But I also want to say, if there are things that you need to talk about or would like to talk about with Teacher Maypo, with each other, about life, do that first. Have that be something that you do at the beginning of class if you would like. If not, here is the activity for the day that you all will be working on. Today is going to be our first class discussing the Progressive Era. We're kind of transitioning out of the Gilded Age of politics, the Gilded Age of the United States, that age where things looked shiny and gold on the outside, but were actually rotten and cheap on the inside. We're transitioning away from that era into the Progressive Era. So our daily objective is I can examine the people who helped inspire the Progressive Era by looking at the results of industrialism through photos. So where are we in the big picture of United States history? By the 1890s, the labor movement that we've been learning about in class was in full swing. There were strikes, riots, protests, but progress was not being made at the pace that many would have liked. Unions still had no real power, little real power, and working conditions were still terrible in large amounts, in large companies and factories all across the country. Large amounts of people still lived in poverty. Unsafe and unclean working conditions were leading to a low quality of life for a large percentage of Americans. Something needs to happen for actual change to come forward here. Which brings us to the Progressive Era. Because after a few decades of things getting worse for Americans, people begin to take notice of all of the issues. This era, from about 1890 through about 1920, will then become known as the Progressive Era. Because this era of American history sees the wishes of the people and the government come together to create positive change for the country. It sees the government and the people unite looking for progress. Okay? Now, the government is going to play a major role in implementing policies and laws that protect the people of the country. But last we saw, the government was corrupt and was protecting industrialists. This was the role of government during the Gilded Age. So something needs to happen to completely change the perspective of the government in the 1890s. Maybe if the struggles of the people are made public so that the whole country knows and is talking about it, if it becomes the conversation of the day, then the government will not be able to ignore the problems any longer. If this is to happen, maybe there can be some positive change. Enter the muckrakers. Okay, so currently on Edmodo is this document called The Beginning of the Progressive Era. In it, I want you all to read these first two paragraphs out loud with each other. Okay, and they are going to provide more information on the Progressive Era. Then, these questions right here are going to be quick analysis questions on this written area. So read this out loud together and then answer these questions to come to a stronger understanding of the Progressive Era. Then we're going to move into an activity called How the Other Half Lives. So go ahead and read this paragraph of historical context. And then these analysis questions are going to be the finale of this activity. So before you answer these questions, scroll down to these images that you see here. And for each image, answer the questions below it. Okay, for each one of these images, answer the questions below it. And once you've done that, once you've answered all the questions below the images, then you will come up here and answer these analysis questions. You may not finish this entire activity today, and that's okay. All right, that's totally okay. We will have some time to work on it in class tomorrow if you do not finish. But other than that, I don't have anything else for you guys today. So I do want to say thank you all for being here. Thank you all for continuing to engage. And I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody. Have a good rest of your day.